Hey everyone, this is Gordon. Since I can't find my Module 2 post that I originally had posted from the due date, I just decided to do them over. In this module, it's going to be talking about learning styles and fundamental theories. The first thing I want to discuss, and probably one of the more significant developmental theory roles that we're going to learn about, is Erikson's identity theory. And Erikson was the first clinical psychologist to address the identity development journey from adolescence through adulthood. He described development as spanning a person's life as opposed to earlier theories that focused only on childhood. And I agree with this one that I just think persons go through many changes and from external factors as well as they develop themselves. See, I'm really sick. And he viewed development, like I just said, about being based on the influence of the external environment as well as internal dynamics. At each stage, there was a turning point that must be resolved by balancing the internal self and external environment, and each crisis must produce a developmental change in order for the person to grapple with later developmental crises. Some of the main factors I believe hold true in this is how not just you becoming mature as a person decides on how you develop, but it also, your home life has an influence on your development, your schooling, how seriously you take it, and just your upbringing in general, or in the area that you grew up in. It will also have environmental influences on your development. It also says that Erikson stressed that identity connotes both a persistent sameness with oneself and a persistent sharing of some kind of essential characters with others. And this just shows that everyone strives to have a commitment, and have a sense of identity that not only assimilates you to a certain group of individuals, but also your individual identity to make you stand out in some way. Another theory that I'd like to go into with this is Chickering and his 7 vectors of developmental and 7 vectors of development that contribute to the formation of identity. And just one main vector that I talk about is the managing emotions vector. And during our class time, Phyllis and I had a case brief on a student that was an adult student going back into school, and she had a real hard time keeping up with the technology of the class. And for the just putting her picture online so she could participate in the online modules herself, she had a really hard time, or it frustrated her to the point that she actually quit after her not only professor, her advisor, and even the tech people at the university tried to help her get through this and just get through her little situation. And it's the managing the emotions vector talks about how, it's an intense range, and she went from anxiety about it to ultimately it frustrated her so much that she quit the course. And this can happen to a lot of people in a lot of different situations, and college is a stressful time for many young adults, and it's all about how they manage these emotions that will ultimately, show them how successful they can be or will be, within their college careers. Thanks, guys.